Hi everyone, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I have a quick and easy spring floral card to share with you. Now this gorgeous 6x9 stencil is called Garden Flowers, and it's one of the new stencils from the March release at a Colorful Life Designs. And I do have a coupon AmyFan10 if you shop. Be sure to enter that at checkout and save on your complete order. Now here I'm just laying it down, and I did apply some pixie spray to the back of the stencil, and I'm going to brayer it down into my cardstock. Now for this I'm not actually even going to use any ink pads. I'm just going to use residual ink, and here are a couple photos of the finished card on the outside and the inside. But basically I'm just going to start kind of working over, starting with the blooms and then into the greenery portion, but I'm just using residual ink on my blending brushes so that it's not too overly saturated or dark. I want it to kind of be pastel and spring feeling. So I'm just kind of winging it. I don't really have a plan or a rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of overlapping some of the colors to create different mixes of colors, but I want to get a nice, blend of colors across this panel. And I am working directly on the card base, so that is 120 pound accent opaque, which I know has been kind of hard to get your hands on, but I just use usually a heavyweight cardstock and work oftentimes right on the card base. So here I'm just trying to, wiggle my way in. I could have gotten up and walked 2 feet and grabbed my Bitty Bunny blending brushes, which are much smaller in profile, but I was just being lazy. So I'm just using my full-size blending brushes from the Rabbit Hole Designs. But if you do have a smaller one, that would help you get more into the little nooks and crannies. So here I'm just going to peel this back and reveal the really pretty design right on the card base. Then I decided to kind of tone it down a little bit with all the white space and just do some ink blending around the outer perimeter just to kind of create like a faux sky look. And I do bring that in into the little open areas, trying not with the blooms, but if it happened, it's not a big deal. So here I'm just kind of coming along the bottom because I know that the blue will get along okay with the green. Or actually I switched to the teal one for the bottom, that's right, so that it just kind of blended even easier with the green. So here I'm just doing a little bit of ink blending, and then I will come in and load it up in my mini Misty and do some stamping. Now this stamp set is also new to the March release. It's only the 3rd stamp set in the shop, and it's got a mix of sentiments that are great not only for spring and Easter, but for year round. So there's happy, blessed, and congrats, and then there's a bunch of sub-sentiments as well, which are great for birthdays or year-round usage or encouragement cards, you name it. Lots of options there. So be sure to check out the rest of the March release. There's a ton of gorgeous stencils, not just for spring or Easter. Like I said, a lot of them will be great for use year-round. So here I'm just going to stamp the little sub-sentiment. I'm using some of my Catherine Pooler inks. These are from the Date Night collection, and I know that those were inks that I used recently, so I figured they would go okay with the ink blending that I had done on the front of the card. So here I'm just conditioning the stamp with my finger, and this one I'm actually just going to stamp with a gray, just so it's a little bit more neutral. So this one says Happy New Beginnings, and then on the inside it says It's Your Time to Bloom. So this is a card I have in mind for a friend who's going through some changes in her life right now that are pretty bittersweet. So I'm going to give this to her as some encouragement to kind of keep her head up and look forward to the exciting prospects in her future. So I decided to carry on a little bit of the ink blending just subtly on the inside of the card. Again, just using residual ink and going pretty light-handed because I want to be able to write over that. And then for one last little element on the card, I grabbed this glitter glue. It's basically like Stickles. It's the Michaels version, but it's a really pretty clear iridescent glittery goo, if you will. And I put that goo in the center of a few of the flowers, and that just gives it a little bit of shine and a little something extra. So very simple in design, nice and flat, easy to ship. There's not any bulk because I'm working directly on a card base. So this is a nice simple design for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I really appreciate you spending time with me today. I'll catch you next time.